Hi there, welcome to my channel, Pixel Kids Play and Learn. The Honest Adventure of Little Emma. Once upon a time, in a quaint village, surrounded by lush forests and rolling hills, there lived a cheerful and curious little girl named Emma. Emma was known for her infectious laughter and bright imagination. She loved to play with her friends, explore the woods, and create fantastical stories. However, Emma had a small problem. She often found herself telling little white lies to avoid trouble or make her stories more exciting. One sunny afternoon, as Emma played near the edge of the forest, she stumbled upon a beautiful, shimmering stone. It was unlike anything she had ever seen, glowing with a magical light. Excitedly, she picked it up and ran home to show her parents. "Look what I found!" she exclaimed, holding the stone up for her parents to see. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Carter, were amazed. "That's a remarkable stone, Emma. Where did you find it?" Mr. Carter asked. Emma, wanting to make her discovery sound even more adventurous, said, "I found it deep in the forest, where I had to climb a tall tree and fight off a wild animal to get it." Her parents exchanged a look, but smiled at her enthusiasm. "That's quite a story," Mrs. Carter said gently. The next day, Emma took the stone to school to show her friends. As she held it up for everyone to see, her friend Max asked, "Where did you get that?" Remembering her tale from the previous day, Emma repeated her embellished story. "I found it deep in the forest, after climbing a tall tree and fighting off a wild animal." Her classmates were in awe, but Max looked skeptical. "Are you sure that's what happened?" he asked. Emma nodded confidently, but inside, she felt a twinge of guilt. She liked the attention her story brought, but she knew it wasn't the whole truth. That evening, as Emma lay in bed, she couldn't shake the uneasy feeling. The room was silent, but Emma's mind was buzzing. She stared at the glowing stone on her bedside table, its light now feeling more like a reminder of her dishonesty than a magical treasure. She imagined the looks on her friends' faces if they found out the truth. Her heart sank. With a heavy sigh, she closed her eyes and found herself drifting into a dream. In her dream, the stone began to speak. "Emma," it whispered, "truth has a power all its own. The more you tell the truth, the brighter I will shine." Emma looked at the stone, now glowing brightly. She saw herself in the reflection and realized that her true self, the honest Emma, was what made her special, not the stories she told. The dream felt so real, and Emma woke up with a renewed sense of determination. She decided to tell her parents the truth. "Mom, Dad, I need to tell you something," she began. "I didn't find the stone in a tree, and I didn't fight off any animal. I just found it lying on the ground near the forest." Her parents smiled warmly and hugged her. "Thank you for telling us the truth, Emma," Mr. Carter said. "Honesty is always the best policy. It may be tempting to embellish the truth, but honesty builds trust and keeps our hearts light." Feeling the warmth and love from her parents, Emma felt a surge of courage. She knew she had to be honest with her friends as well. The next day at school, she gathered her classmates and took a deep breath. "I need to tell you all something," Emma began, her voice steady and clear. "I didn't really climb a tree or fight off a wild animal to find the stone. I found it on the ground near the forest." Her friends were silent for a moment, but then Max smiled and said, "Thanks for telling us the truth, Emma. We like you for who you are, not for the stories you tell." Emma felt a weight lift off her shoulders, and in that moment, she realized the true power of honesty. It wasn't just about telling the truth. It was about being true to herself and earning the trust of those around her. She had learned that integrity and authenticity were far more valuable than any embellished tale. From that day on, Emma promised herself she would always tell the truth, no matter how tempting it might be to do otherwise. She discovered that honesty brought her peace and strengthened her relationships. Months later, a big event was announced in their village, a storytelling competition. Emma's love for stories had never faded, and she decided to participate. This time, she crafted a story based on her real adventures, adding a touch of her vivid imagination, but staying true to the essence of her experiences. When it was her turn to present, Emma stood confidently in front of the audience and shared her story. She spoke about the day she found the magical stone, her initial embellishments, and how she learned the importance of honesty. She ended her story by sharing how being truthful had positively impacted her friendships and family relationships. The audience was moved by Emma's heartfelt story and her courage to admit her mistakes. She received a standing ovation, and to her delight, she won the competition. Emma's story not only entertained, but also inspired many in the village to value honesty and integrity. The lesson Emma learned stayed with her throughout her life, guiding her in her choices and relationships. She became known not just for her cheerful nature and vivid imagination, but also for her unwavering honesty. Emma's story reminded everyone that the truth, though sometimes difficult, is always the best path to take. And so, Emma lived happily, knowing that her heart was light and her relationships were built on trust and honesty. Her story was shared from generation to generation, teaching the valuable lesson that honesty truly is the best policy.
Hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please share with your family, friends, and others. Do like, share, and subscribe.